Okay. Well, I believed that Jesus got angry. Mark 3:1. And when he looked around them with anger, can't be misunderstood, being grieved by the hardness of their hearts, they were mad that he was going to heal this man. He said to the man, stretch out your hand. He stretched it out, he was restored. He became angry at their cold-heartedness.
All right, I'm just listening to Doug Batchelor. He's actually a really good pastor. He has a lot of... he doesn't subscribe. He's the older generation. Doesn't really subscribe to the Nephilim, the gray alien things. You know, I think he mentioned one time he saw a UFO, but he knows they're demonic. But he doesn't really cover that. But it doesn't matter. He's still a man of God. That guy has the Holy Spirit. That is for sure. Hello and welcome to Night Chat. Night Chat. So I'm almost 50 years old, so go easy on me, okay? I'm an old man. But I do have a problem, okay? I'll be honest. I'm a victim of gang stalking. I live in a studio apartment behind my aunt's house. She's a retired school principal over here in San Diego North Park. And the gang stalkers have been gang stalking me all my life, and I realized that a year ago, I wasn't sure, but when I realized I was being gang stalked, everything suddenly, the whole puzzle, all the pieces fit right into place. So they're gang stalking me, though they're a lot more quiet lately, but they're gang stalking me on my aunt's property. And I know they're listening in her house or violating her privacy. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff to her. And she has a lot of powerful friends. She has friends in government. She has business owner friends that have lots of money, a lot of sway. They have their own friends. They have their own friends. They have their own friends. The thing is that everything our criminal government has done, going into the gang stalking area shows you how loony they are. Someone thumbed me down yesterday when I was talking about the gang stalking, about over jumping the shark, that we're past the dark ages, and that America shouldn't have gang stalking. Someone thumbed it down. I think people that thumb things down when they're serious topics should actually start experiencing what they're thumbing down. Example, if I thumb down a dying patient that has cancer, I think I should get cancer for it. That's how I see it. And that's how God sees it. Now, a lot of us are humans. You know, you got two classes of humans on the earth. You have humans, and you have humanoids that are hybrids, that pretend to be humans. I know because I dated one in the 90s. I dated a woman that was a hybrid. And we're connected to God as humans, and we know, I knew when I was a little kid that God was all powerful. There's no way to beat God. It's impossible. And I also knew that when you do things and you laugh, you do evil things and you laugh, a lot of times God will strike you. You won't know it. Your pen will leak. Your pen will leak on your shirt. Your pen will leak on your shirt. Your burger will drop into the sand. Just different events will happen, and you'll say, "Oh, it's just coincidence." No, it's not. It's not. When you're in touch with God, when you're a human, we all have a vibration. We feel God naturally. That's why we're in more trouble when we sin, because we're turning our backs on God. We have the direct link to God as humans. Humanoid hybrids don't. They don't have the same link. We're closer to God because we are natural. We are naturally born. We were supposed to be here. See, the fallen angels were never ever supposed to ever crossbreed. They were never supposed to have any children. God gave His commandment, and it's very clear. He ordered all the angels in heaven not to have any children. So when they made a decision to come down here and impregnate our human women, they disobeyed God, which is an abomination. There's different levels. To God, all sin is sin. But there are certain cases where He calls it an abomination. Abomination is considered highly, highly, highly in danger. If you're an abomination, you're actually close to God's wrath, to God striking you, compared to not being an abomination. A fallen angel having sex with a woman, a human woman, is an abomination. It's an abomination. It's hardcore against nature. You don't put chocolate bars in your gas tank. God has an order to the way things work. And hybrids were never ever supposed to be born. Now that being said, like I said it before, God's not going to hold the hybrid themselves responsible. Because if a man goes out there and rapes a woman, you can't blame the baby for what the evil man did to the woman. The sicko for raping the woman, you can't blame the baby for that. But the hybrids have been manipulated and they're being used for the satanic system. And it's high time they quit using that excuse, the hybrids. Oh, we're not supposed to be here. Oh, we're abomination. Oh, God don't love us. Oh, Satan loves us. Oh, woe is me. It's you can't use that excuse anymore. Those days are ending. You got to realize that you are here. You never asked to be here, but you are here. God does not judge you for that, does not hate you for that. God loves you. But if you decide to not turn away from what you're doing, now that you know this, now that you're hearing this transmission, you're going to face God's wrath. You're responsible for what comes your way, and it's going to be sevenfold. If God doesn't get you until Judgment Day, it's going to be sevenfold what you dished out and what you were planning to dish out. You might plan to murder somebody, not murder them. But because you planned it, that one person, when you come back on Judgment Day, you'll be murdered 7 times. You understand? On that one person. That's what I'm talking about. Every time you do something, it's a sin. It's beep, beep, beep. It's just like a list that goes on forever of the stuff you've done, the crimes you committed. Now, if you turn away from what you're doing, God will not judge you. Everything you've done will be forgiven and erased. You stay with your own kind, 1. You quit hurting humans, 2. You quit hurting animals, 3. And then God will contact you when He's ready. In the meantime, you just stay that way and you freeze that way. Okay, enough about that. I'm just saying hybrids have got to quit using excuses. They have got to decide. You really want to worship the devil, who's the fallen angel? He's going to have limited power here for about 10 to 12 more years. Or do you want to escape God's wrath on Judgment Day? Because I'm telling you, it's going to hurt bad. Real bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And when you're being hurt, the saddest part of all is you're going to know you deserve it. You're going to know while it's happening, oh, wow, I can feel it. I deserve it. I knew this the whole time. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it, and I hid from it. Anyways, let's talk about this Antichrist system that's coming. This Antichrist system. This Antichrist system so yeah, you could thumb me down all day long on the gang stalking thing, but that's because you're stupid. Oh, you're stupid, because if you were smart, you wouldn't realize what I was saying was the truth. So thumb it up your because I'm telling you, the Illuminati make very good arguments when it comes to the sheeple. Why are the sheeple blind? Because you have one scientist that says global warming's happening, another that says it doesn't. So it kind of says, oh, this is where I go, which way. The one thing the Americans are never going to go for, never, not yet, the secret police. We're not in 1938 Germany, and people realize what Hitler did. So when you hear about secret police hurting American citizens, anyone that hears that right there wakes them up. That raises serious red flags. I know because I know what I'm talking about. And soon you'll know too. Soon you will know too. Now, look at, it's obvious the FBI and the CIA, it's obvious that they've committed treason and crimes to the point of no return. There comes a point where your company gets so tainted, so dirty, there's really no way to repair it. They're going to have to A, go forward with their plans to keep deceiving us and try hard to put us in a cage. All Americans into a cage. Good luck with that. One. Or two, they're going to have to dissolve the FBI and the CIA. It's just too damaged. Their image is completely damaged. I mean, the government rating level is at the all-time low. Trust for the government is at an all-time low. People, American citizens in general, do not trust this government anymore. They've totally destroyed their name. Now, if you ask me, the gang stalking I know is a beta test. They're beta testing this program to see how we react. Then they're going to roll this out on everybody in America in the near future. But I think they got too many candidates, which is waking people up quicker. And I'm going to tell you something else. Just because somebody views a video or hears something and doesn't say something right away, doesn't mean they are stupid or they don't believe it's happening or that they're even on your side. Because everyone, for the most part, stands on the side of freedom and justice. So they're being quiet for the time being because they're just going to think of things in their mind, what they can do to better the system. People will stay quiet for 5 years. But it's one thing to say you're going to ride a tiger. It's another thing to get on top of that tiger and try to ride it. We're talking about 350 million Americans. Now I know that there's at least 10 million, 2 million, I would say 2 million to 10 million reptilian hybrids in America. There might be more. But they're here. That's a fact. I've seen them. They're here. I know for 100% fact. I would. I'm not going to say that. I know they're here. I know what I've seen. And I'll tell you this much. Sneaking up on us was a smart way. The gang stalking thing gave herself away. Now we know because the FBI and the CIA never addressed this with the public. If they address it now, we know it's just their way of trying to cover it up. We know they're in cahoots now because they never addressed it. We know they're the ones that are behind the gang stalking, which is when the people find out, and they will real soon, through other people, through me, through other people, when they find out that the CIA and the FBI has committed massive felonies on American citizens here in America on our soil, well, I'm not going to say no more. I think we all know where that's going to go. The only way for America to be fixed and to be healed is to completely dissolve the FBI, the CIA. It needs to be shut down completely. That's the only way. There's no way we're going to go on into the future with the FBI and the CIA continuing to operate. There's no way. Their name is tainted. Their name is tarnished. Their name has been completely destroyed. People used to look at them like they were good companies, we were safe. Thank God for the FBI and the CIA. That's not the case anymore. And there's really no way to fix that. The cut has become so big you can't put a band-aid on this wound. This kind of wound requires surgery and stitches, and it's going to leave a scar in America forever. But it definitely needs to be completely legally taken down. Now, you and me as truthers, a lot of us know that Alex Jones won't cover the alien hybrid thing because he says he's trying to get credibility with his listeners. Okay, either way it goes, I don't know if Alex Jones is shill or not. He never talks about gang stalking. It doesn't seem like he covers gang stalking or the doctors and the dentists putting implants in us patients to track our moves, to spy on us, to harass us with weapons. So, Alex Jones, it points more to Alex Jones being a shill. But you and me know that there's reptilian hybrids. We know that the gray aliens have came. We know that they're making hybrids and they're all over the place. You know it. And why do you think so many people in Hollywood now have tattoos of upside down stars? You know what a star is, right? When you put a star upside down, it becomes a pentagram. And I'll say no more. We need to get aggressive. Door to door to door to door to door to door. Flyers, flyers, flyers. Flyers are cheap. You can make like 100 flyers for like $2, $3. $10. Depends how fancy you want to get. Flyers need to go out. Get your free websites up. Put a few conspiracies on your website that you can prove about the CIA, the military complex. Let everyone know that doesn't know that about how dirty and corrupt they are. Flyers, go door to door, door to door. You can reach so much more real people if you go door to door than you can digitally on YouTube. Because on YouTube is Exxon, Shell, Barco, Disney World, Disneyland Productions, Wendy's, McDonald's, Universal Pictures. It's all the same company. It's all owned by the same creeps. But if you go door to door, we have to bring back the power to we the people. 350 million Americans. And if you keep it simple and short and just stay with one or two topics and then stop it there and then let them digest that and back off them, they're going to realize that the crimes are evident. This government's out of control. We need a revamping. This government has to be legally taken down first. If they don't step down, then I hate to say it, but I do believe that the next steps, next measures will be definitely needed. I just know how it is. You either legally take them down, or if you don't get all the people behind you, what's the use? We have to get to the people. We have to reach the people. Once we reach everybody, or at least the majority of everybody, then we legally take them down. Or then we go on to the next step, but I don't know what that will be. But we need to get there. If not, millions of children in the dark are going to be screaming out in pain, whether being raped, murdered, snuffed out in these disgusting sex slave trafficking factories. The only way to stop this is to say no more and to stand up. That's it. That's all I have to say. I'll let you go. Have a nice Sabbath, and God bless all of you out there.